Hello and welcome to Square Balloon Actions and Tutorials. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use a couple of actions just to give a little bit of sunshine to your images, and then to give this look a kind of a muted contrast look, using just two of the actions that I have for sale. So here's the original image, and the first thing that we want to do is bring in some of that little sunshine to make it look like the evening sun was shining through this gap in the trees here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my light, leaks and sunshine action set, and I'm going to go to the bottom one for this. It's called Setting Sun, and I'm just going to run it, and then I'm going to show you how you can edit various parts of it. So we'll just press play on that, and you can see that it creates some sunshine here from a gradient that comes down from the top and about halfway down the image. So we're going to look at the layers to see how that's made up, and you can see this top layer here is where the sunshine is. So if we click on this little gradient icon here, little gradient thumbnail, we open up the gradient fill panel, and once this is open we can start editing what way that sunshine looks. At the moment it's on linear and it's going straight down here, so you can see that. If we change this to radial, we can see what happens to it here, and because this little gradient fill panel is open we can move it around. So let's position it over here where we want, and that's fine like that, but I would like it to be a little bit bigger. So we can just click on that little gradient panel there, and we can bring our opacity. You can see here this top bar shows the opacity, the top little tabs show the opacity, and it's 0 there, so that makes it small. But if we stretch that all the way out, you can see how that becomes bigger then. You can also change the color of this. You can bring out your colors a little bit more. You can see what that does. Maybe you want to make this color here just a little bit more, I don't know, maybe a little bit paler, a bit more yellow, like that. You can do that. You can also bring your opacity out another little bit so that it doesn't fade off right from the very center. So maybe it only fades off from around here. So let's leave that for the moment, and we'll just click OK on that gradient. So the other thing that we have, the other two layers, are these peach layers, because if you had evening sun, if you were shooting an evening sun, the likelihood would be that that light would also bring a little bit of peachy tones to the rest of your image too. So we have these two peachy tones, and we can see what they're like when you click them on and off. So you can decide to lower the opacity or raise it if you want. And also they have masks, so you can also paint on them with black if you want to take a little bit of, say, the peach off, say, his trousers here. We can do that, or if you want to keep your whites white, you can do that. And so that's that one. So the next one we're going to use is an action that's in set 2 in a little set called processing actions, and the one I'm going to use for this is tonal pop. So let's play that one, and then we're going to go into the layers of that one, and you can see what that's done. So by turning on and off the visibility of each of these, you can see what they do. So this color fill layer just takes a little bit of the white. It just changes the very lightest parts of the image, gives them a little peach overglow here so that they're not too stark. We have the pop there, which is nice too. You might want to take a little bit off, say, I don't know, it's really up to you how you edit on the masks of these, just to lessen the effect in just some areas of your image. There's the contrast there. Could possibly bring that down a little bit, and maybe even on his face there I might take some of the contrast off there so that we can see his face a little bit clearer. There's the muted tones. We can play around with the opacity of that as well. And then there's another, that's a kind of a purple look. So it all depends on what best suits your image. But there's just two actions that I've run to bring a little bit of evening sunshine to this image.